Good afternoon po. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon everyone. Mag-roll call lang po ako para po dun sa mga magpipresent this afternoon. So, first is Ma'am Princess Makay. Nandito na po ba?
Yes, sir.
Next is Ma'am Arjin Magalong. Ma'am or sir? Ma'am Arjin Magalong. Wala pa po. Ma'am Cleverly Marciliano.
Yes, sir. Nandito na po.
Ma'am Evelyn Moneda. Ma'am Jubel Quinto. Ma'am Riza Soriano.
Here po, sir.
Sir Arnold Azurin.
Present po. Present.
Sir Charles Jovan Bautista.
Present po, sir.
Sir Ronald Carino. Wala pa. Michael John de Guzman. Wala na. Frank Neil Pajilan.
Present, sir.
Okay po.
Present po.
And doon naman po para sa mga invited teachers na mag-act as students. Sir Ronald Cristobal, nandito na po ba?
Present, sir.
Hello, sir. Ma'am Karen Del P. Guzman.
Nandito na rin po. Present po.
Ma'am Naomi Sanchez. Okay. Ma'am Joyce Lorenzo.
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Ma'am Jamaica De Vera.
Present po.
Okay, sila po yung mga teachers from SEPNAS na mag-act as students po natin mamaya pag magpe-present na po kayo. So, pwede nyo po silang i-call out po pag magpapabasa po kayo. So, hintayin lang po natin yung mga panel, ma'am, and then mag-start na rin po. Please be ready po. Thank you. By the way po, ang mauuna pong magpipresent ngayon is si Ma'am Princess Makay po. So, please ma'am, prepare na po ng inyong slide. Thank you.
At the end of the lesson, the student is able to define a circle, determine the standard form of equation of a circle, graph a circle in a rectangular coordinate system, and solve situational problems involving conic sections or this circles. So what is the meaning of the circle? A circle is a shape consisting of all points in a plane that are at given distance from a given point. Okay, so we have the center. Equivalently, it is the curve traced out by a point that moves in a plane so that its distance from the given point is constant. The distance between any point of the circle and the center is called the radius. So what is a circle? So there's a circumference, okay, or the curves, the measurement of the curve, the measurement of the curve is the circumference. Then the center of the circle denotes as HK or
Humuhugot na si...
sabi mo na yung ano yung
Hello, Ma'am Princess. Yes, yes. Nabanggit ko kanina. Hello, good afternoon po, Ma'am Princess.
Hello po.
Pa-share na po ng screen po ninyo para matest na po.
Wait lang po.
Okay, kita na po, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Pwede na po kayong mag-start. Kailangan po ma'am pala yung camera po is naka-open din po. Thank you.
Okay. Paano ko nila?
Ma'am, ano yung CTT mo? Yung CTT, ano po yung CTT?
Certified Tax Technician po, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, okay na po.
Yes, ma'am. Pwede na po kayong mag-start.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Princess Makay, and I'll be your instructor for ABM for grade 11. So our topic for today is about the accounting equation. But before we start, let's have first a recap on our previous topic. So what we have learned previously about the different accounting concepts and principles, and also the generally accepted accounting principles, wherein it is related to our topic today. And the knowledge we have learned from that will be a great help, especially the accrual accounting principle, wherein we recognize revenues and expenses when earned and incurred, regardless of the collection and the payment. So now let's proceed for the today's topic, which is the accounting equation. But before that, let me present first the objectives for today's discussion. And that is, at the end of the discussion, you, the learners, should be able to understand the elements of the accounting equation, equate assets with liabilities and equity to solve problems using the accounting equation. So, before we proceed with the lesson proper, let's take a look at this picture first. So, What can you see or what do you observe on this picture? Anyone? Yes, this is a photo of a grocery. Yes, this is a photo of a convenience store. So, do you know the nature of this business? Anyone?
Merchandising business.
Yes, retailer. Yes, this is an example of a merchandising business. So assuming your parents own this store or this business, how do you think your parents acquire those things inside the store?
Tatanong kay Jesus ka na lang.
Anyone can answer?
Ha?
So let me repeat. Assuming your parents own this store or this business, how do you think your parents acquire those things inside the store? So yes, they might have invested cash or to purchase those things inside the store, or they might have invested other assets or other properties. No, just take note that hindi lang cash ang pwedeng i-invest. Okay, so another question. What if your parents did not have the sufficient money to buy those things? Where do you think your parents gets the money?
Pwede sila mangutang, ma'am.
Yes, they may
Mag-loan, pwede
have that.
mag-loan.
Yes, yes. Or they may have been borrowed money from the bank. So those situations we have mentioned are example of business transactions that had corresponding entries on the accounting books where we can apply our today's topic, which is the accounting equation in recording those business transactions. No? And we will be discussing this in depth as we go along. So introducing to you the accounting equation where asset is equal to liabilities plus equity. So, but before anything else, before we discuss why assets are equal to the sum of liabilities and equity, let us first know the difference of these three elements. No? Because basically, understanding these three elements and their relationship with each other is very important. Because, why do you think so? Because it is the foundation of the double entry principle in the accounting system. And also, it is important for us to understand each of these elements in order for us to properly classify what accounts are under assets, what accounts are under liabilities, and what accounts are under the equity. So I guess we are clear on that. So now let's have first discuss what an asset means. So asset is a present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of past events and from which future economic benefits are expected to flow to the entity. So let's take a deeper understanding on the meaning of asset. So it is said that this is a present economic resource. So on which resource means that the entity had something that they can use in the business operations and which it had something of value. So if you're going to ask me, does people or employee an asset? The answer is no. Although employees are human resource, in accounting we do not consider them as an asset because although hardworking employees greatly contributes to the success of the business, aside from we cannot assign a value to them, the entity doesn't have the control over their employees. No? Employees, if these employees, kunwari, they want to quit, they can take their skills and their training with them. No, they may quit any day and apply for the entity's rival, no? And the company would, and that would cost the company uh, detriment, no? Yung ikakababagsak pa ng company yun pag nag-apply sila dun sa rival mo. So therefore, employees may not be considered as a financial asset. So I hope we are clear on that. No? So continue with the meaning of asset. As you can also observe, no, the framework used the word controlled rather than owned. Why do you think so? Anyone? So the framework use the word controlled rather than owned because some assets, no, some lang naman, although not owned by the entity, is considered an asset as long as the control over the economic benefits, no, that would be derived from the use of that asset is with the entity. They can consider this as an asset. So anyway, that will be further discussed on your higher years naman. So mas tamang gamitin yung term na control kaysa own. Okay? So let us continue. It is also said that it is a result of past events. And from past events, no? What are those past events? For example, no, you invested cash to the business. That action is a past event, and that's the reason why the business had cash now. Kung bakit so may cash ngayon ay dahil nag-invest siya. Yun yung tinatawag nating past event. So, to continue, it is said that from which future economic benefits are expected to flow to the entity. So, meaning, as the entity uses these resources, it is expected to produce future economic benefits such as, but not limited to, revenues and expenses. Revenues or the income. So are we clear on that? Okay, now if we're clear on the definition of the asset, can you now give me an example of asset?
Furniture po.
Yes, furniture, that's an asset because, why do you think furniture is an asset?
Fixed asset.
Because it is owned by the company.
Yes, it is owned by the company, and by the use of that asset, it will bring future economic benefits to the entity. Okay, so other example of assets are land, machineries,
Building.
inventory.
Buildings.
Yes, buildings. Yes, that's correct. So I guess we are now okay na tayo sa asset. So let's now move on to the definition of liability. So it is said that liability is a present obligation of the enterprise arising from past events, the settlement of which is expected to result in an outflow from the enterprise of resources embodying economic benefits. So in a simple Tagalog word, liability is an utang. Utang that the entity needs to pay and needs to face. Okay? Normally, ang utang ng company ay under contract, so they cannot, hindi nila matatakbuhan ang kanilang utang. So going back to the definition, no, meaning that the entity had an obligation. The entity had an obligation because of the past events. Gaya ng sinabi natin kanina, no? Bakit ka may utang ngayon? Because umutang ka whether sa bank or sa other kunyari sa supplier, umutang ka. That's the past events na tinutukoy doon. Yung action mo na ginawa kung bakit may obligation ka ngayon. So, okay. It is said that the settlement of which is expected to result in an outflow from the enterprise of resources. So, meaning, the settlement which is expected, meaning when the company pays its obligation, no, of course, there will be an outflow of money or resources. Like, paano mo babayaran yung utang mo? Paano babayaran ng company yung utang nila? So, expect mo dapat that pag may utang ka, may babayaran ka in the future. No? And, may babayaran, so expect mo na dapat may babayaran ka in the future. No? So, kanino mo babayaran siya? You will pay this to your creditors. So, we can also simply say that liability is the claim of the outsiders or the creditors. So, okay. Are we okay? Can you now cite an example of a liability?
Bank loans, ma'am.
Yes, bank loans. That is under the account notes payable or loans payable. Other example? Accounts payable. We have also salaries payable and many more. So, okay na, I guess gets yun ang meaning ng liability. So, can we now proceed to the meaning of the equity? Okay. So equity is the residual interest in the assets of the entity after deducting all its liabilities. So residual interest, meaning after the company paid all the liabilities, the remaining amount will be the owner's claim to the business. So, or simply say that equity is the claim of the owner to the business. Yung masasabi niyang kanya talaga. Kasi remember, not all the entities' resources ay pagmamayari ng owner because maybe some of the assets were acquired through utang. So, hindi kanya yung, di ba, may part dun sa asset na hindi kanya. So, there are 4 elements that affect equity. First is the investment. It is when the owner puts his or her cash or properties not to the business.
Hello, Ma'am Princess.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello po.
Ma'am, okay na po. Thank you. Okay na po, ma'am. Thank you and good luck po. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay.
Good luck po, ma'am, sa inyo.
Okay na po.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
Para po dun sa mga picture mo po nila. Open camera daw po.
Karen, ang paborito nga po. Mag-una ka muna, Karen. Kasi pipicturean ko kayo. Salunan! Damay ka. Hello, ma'am. Open yung camera.
Ma'am or Sir Arjine Magalong. Sino po ba?
Yes po.
Ayun, so ma'am, please pakishare na lang po yung inyong screen. And ikip nyo lang po naka-open yung camera po ninyo. Thank you.
Okay. Hindi, kasi yung share screen nito.
Ma'am, okay na po yun. Pindutin nyo na lang po yung PowerPoint presentation nyo. Yan, okay na po. Kita na po siya, ma'am. And then, i-slideshow nyo po siya. Yan, okay na po, ma'am. Ma'am, wala po kayong mic. Naka-off po yung mic. Ma'am, yung mic nyo po, naka-off po sa meeting. Sa meeting po, ma'am.
Okay na. Okay na po.
Yes, ma'am. Opo, balik po kayo sa presentation. Yan po, yan. Okay na po, ma'am. Okay, pwede na po kayo mag-start.
Okay, good afternoon, students of ABM grade 12. I am your teacher, Arjen. And our lesson for today is about the income and business taxation. And our main topic is how to determine the income tax due for income derived from the compensation. So, ito po yung mga learning objectives natin. So, at the end of the lesson, I am expecting na kaya niyong explain yung purposes and principles of taxation. You can define income, business, and business taxation, yung kanyang principles and processes, how to compute the gross taxable income and tax due, and how to prepare PIR forms. Okay, so before we start our lesson for today, so meron ba kayo mga kilalang famous celebrity na hinabol ng BIR dahil sa tax evasion?
Wala.
Okay, di ba sila Manny Pacquiao, Judy Ann Santos, Regine Velasquez? So, tax evasion yung case na final sa kanila ng BIR dahil parang pag sinabi kasi natin tax evasion, ito yung paggamit ng illegal means to avoid paying taxes, or yung individual or yung corporation, mali yung representation niya ng kanyang income for the taxable year. Okay, so ano nga ba ang taxation? So pag sinabi natin taxation, it is the process in which the government collects revenue in order to pay for its expenses. So, sa Philippines, CBIR or Bureau of Internal Revenue, siya yung primary agency na nag-implement sa pag-collect ng mga taxes sa Philippines. So, bakit nga ba kailangan na ma-deduct yung tax sa atin? Ano ba ang gagawin ng government doon sa mga tax na dinideduct sa atin? Actually, yung mga taxes natin, it helps the government to fund their projects para sa economic development ng ating bansa. And ito rin yung lifeblood ng government. Okay, so marami tayong forms ng taxes sa Philippines. So ang common dyan ay yung VAT or yung value added tax, income tax, real estate tax, and capital gains tax. Okay. So ano ba yung mga important concepts you need to know about income tax? So pag sinabi natin income tax, defined as the tax on the net income or the entire income realized in one taxable year. Okay. So, sa corporations and individuals, they are required to pay the income tax. So, sa mga corporations, taxes should be paid on the 15th day of the 4th month following the close of the taxpayer's taxable year. So, sa mga individuals naman, sa kanilang mga income tax. So, employees who derive their income solely from compensation, yung kanilang salary, essentially pay their income tax dues periodically through payroll deduction. So, ang nagde-deduct niyan is yung kanilang mga employers at kanilang nire-remit sa BIR on a monthly basis. So, this means the employers deduct their taxes. They are actually referring to the income tax taken out of their salary. So probably na you hear your parents or yung mga relatives nyo na may mga trabaho about their income taxes. So yun yung mga dinideduct sa kanilang salary tax. Okay. So sa Philippine individual income tax is progressive. So tax rate increases with the tax base. So it is based on the principle that taxpayers with more capacity to pay should pay more taxes. Okay. Meron tayong income tax table dito para sa individual taxpayers. So makikita natin dyan kung ilan yung mga madideduct sa kanilang taxes. Okay. So, lahat ng individual taxpayers, they are granted a personal exemption of 50,000. Additional exemption of 25,000 are given for each qualified dependent, but only up to 4 lang na dependents. So, para sa mga married couple na may mga children, may mga dependent, isang spouse lang ang pwedeng mag-claim ng exemption. So, ang mga qualified dependent is defined as a legitimate or legally adopted, yung mga unmarried na mga anak natin who are not gainfully employed or dependent pa rin sila sa atin, pero hanggang 21 years old lang. Pwede rin maging dependent yung mga may mental or physical defect regardless of age. Okay, ayan yung tax table. Okay, sino-sino nga ba yung mga required to pay income tax in the Philippines? So, citizen of the Philippines residing therein is taxable on all income derived from resources within and without the Philippines. So, kailangan isa kang Filipino citizen. Next is yung mga non-resident citizen, taxable only on income derived from sources within the Philippines. Para sa mga citizen naman ng mga OFW, taxable lang yung income nila from sources within the Philippines, provided that the OFW who is a citizen of the Philippines and who receives compensation for services rendered abroad as a member of the complement of a vessel engaged exclusively in international trade shall be treated as an OFW. Okay. Meron din tayong alien individual, whether a resident or not of the Philippines. Taxable only on income derived from sources within the Philippines pa rin. And yung mga domestic corporation, taxable on income derived from sources within and without the Philippines, and foreign corporation, whether engaged or not in trade or business in the Philippines, taxable only on the income derived from sources within the Philippines. So, meron din tayong, pag sinabi natin compensation income, ito yung income derived by an employee, compensation. So, yung kanilang withholding income tax due sa kanilang salary, dinideduct ng mga employer nila yan using the published BIR withholding tax table. Okay, so meron akong example dito ng problem kung paano mag-compute ng withholding tax using the BIR withholding tax table. Okay. So XYZ company has two employees, si Maricel Gomez and June Mercado. So both Maricel and June has a gross monthly compensation of 25,000 net of mandatory contributions. So pareho silang binabayaran on a monthly basis on the 30th of the month. So si Maricel is single with no qualified dependents, while June is married with one qualified dependent. So how do we compute for the monthly income tax payroll deductions? Okay. So unahin natin si Maricel with no qualified dependent, single with no qualified dependent. So titingnan natin doon sa line A2, single, married, ay single na walang qualified dependent, with no exemption. So si Maricel ay may monthly compensation na 25,000. So nandoon yun sa column 7. A2, column 7, 25,000. Column 7 for monthly compensation of 25,000 to 45,832. So formula for amount of tax to be withheld is nandun sa topmost row ng headers ng 7. So makikita natin dyan, doon sa taas ng 25,000 sa may column 7, 4,166.67 plus yung 30% of amount in excess doon sa 25,000 na compensation ni Maricel. So ang nadideduct sa monthly payroll ni Maricel para sa kanyang withholding tax ay 4,166.67. Okay. So pumunta tayo kay June. Si June na married with one qualified dependent. So si June, 25,000 din yung kanyang compensation. Ang kanyang tax status ay married with one qualified dependent. So doon siya sa column B1. So column B1 para sa monthly compensation nasa bracket ng 17,917 to 27,082. And doon yun sa 6. Column 6. Okay, so clearly, nasa 25,000 pa rin yung range. So yung withholding tax ni June, 1,875 plus 25% of over ng 17,917. So, ang madideduct lang ng tax ni June ay 3,645.75. So, kung mapapansin natin, pareho lang sila ng compensation, pero hindi sila pareho ng tax deduction. Why? Kasi mayroong isang qualified dependent si June, while si Maricel ay wala. So meron siyang additional deduction na 25,000 dahil sa kanyang qualified dependent. Okay. So para sa compensation income naman, at the end of the year, so it is computed after deducting personal and additional exemption. So meron din mga applicable tax rate applied in the taxable income to get the tax due. Okay. So, para naman sa year-end tax due. Okay, bumalik tayo kay Maricel and June. So, December 31, we are computing for their annual income tax due para sa dalawang employees. So, walang changes in their compensation during the year. So, we will compute for the income taxes due for Maricel and June. Ito po siya. Ayan, unahin natin si Maricel. Andun yung tax table sa taas. So, yung compensation ni Maricel Gomez from January to December ay 300,000. Meron siyang 13th month pay na 25,000. So yung total compensation income niya ay 325,000. Iniless natin yung 13th month pay niya. Why? Kasi sabi, yung withholding income tax is deducted from the employee's salary kapag dun sa mga bonuses nila ay umabot lang ng 82,000. So, for revenue regulation, 13th month pay and other benefits are not taxable only up to a maximum of 82,000. So, tatanggalin muna natin si 13th month pay niya dahil hindi taxable. At yung kanyang personal deductions, kung makikita niyo doon sa table for individuals, nandun siya sa over 250,000, but not over 500,000. So, kaya meron siyang personal deduction na 50,000. Okay, 75,000 lahat yung hindi taxable. Kaya ang taxable income lang sa kanya ay 250,000. So, ang tax formula ay 50,000. Yes po.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, okay na po. Good luck po, ma'am, and thank you.
Okay, thank you po.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po. Please, pa-share na lang po ng screen and pwede na po kayo mag-start.
Sige po. Meron na po ba, sir?
Yes, meron na po. Visible na. Okay, pwede na po kayo mag-start, ma'am.
Thank you po. Okay, let's start. Good afternoon, class. How are you today? I hope that you are all doing good. Are you ready for this day? Okay, our subject is organization and management. But before that, let us start at a game. Let's have a puzzle picture. I will show you a puzzle picture and I will give you a second, then tell me what it is, okay? Very good. The first picture is a hardworking secretary or a hardworking office girl. How about the second picture? Good job. It shows a studious learner. Next game. I will show you a picture with a jumbled letters and I will give you a second, then tell me what it is, okay? Okay. Very good. The first picture is what? And the second picture is meats. But do you know what is the difference between what's and meats?
Ma'am, yung presentation mo, ma'am, hindi po kumalaw.
Ay, hindi po siya gumagalaw.
Try niyo po. Thank you.
Sige po, ulitin ko na lang po. Bakit ayaw? Excuse me pa, meron na po, sir?
Yes, okay na.
Lumipat na po siya. Sige po. And, okay. I have a short video here that's related to our next topic. So please watch, and after this, I will ask you a question.
Oh, it's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Oh, it's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life.
Meron tayong mga gusto sa buhay at kailangan sa buhay, pero hindi natin ito kaagad makukuha. Kailangan muna natin itong pagsikapan at paghirapan para makuha yung mga goals natin sa buhay. Kung hindi man natin ito makuha kaagad, huwag tayong susuko. Gawin natin itong dahilan para mas pagsikapan natin na ma-achieve yung goals natin sa buhay. Tama po ba? Tama. So, let me ask you a question. Do you have your goals in life?
Yes.
Okay, what is your goals in life?
To be successful.
Okay, it sounds good. And these are related to our topic. Our topic is motivation, leadership, and communication in an organization. Let's go to motivation. What is motivation? Okay, motivation is the process of stimulating people to action to accomplish the goals. So ito po yung dahilan at proseso para mas pagtrabahuan natin at ma-achieve natin yung mga goals natin sa buhay. So we have two kinds of motivation. The first one is intrinsic motivation, and the second one is extrinsic motivation. What is the difference between intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation? Okay, intrinsic motivation, it comes from within when you're intrinsically motivated because you enjoy it and get personal satisfaction from it. From the word itself, intrinsic in, it came from within. It is about your inside feelings. You are motivated because you are happy, you enjoy it, you love it, and you satisfy it. While in extrinsic motivation, it arises from the outside. When you're extrinsically motivated, you do something in order to gain external reward. From the word itself, extrinsic, X, it is arise from the outside. You want some reward. You're not motivated because you're satisfied only. You want some reward. So example, as a badminton player, you are extrinsically motivated kapag gusto mong sumama dahil sa gusto mong makakuha ng trophy. But if you are intrinsically motivated, gusto mong sumama kasi nag-i-enjoy ka kapag naglalaro. Second, as a learners, nag-aaral kang mabuti para pag nakatap ka sa school, makukuha mo yung promise ng parents mo na cellphone. While, if you are intrinsic motivated, nag-aaral kang mabuti dahil gusto mo matuto. Next, as a sales agent, when you are extrinsically motivated, pinagtatrabahuan mong mabuti para ikaw ang makahayas sa sales para makakuha ka ng reward. Or if you are intrinsically motivated, pinagtatrabahuan mong mabuti para ikaw ang highest sa sales dahil nag-challenge ka. For example, in a program, if you are extrinsically motivated, sumasama ka sa dance contest kahit na hindi ka marunong sumayaw dahil gusto mo ng gift reward. But when you are intrinsically motivated, sumasama ka sa sayaw kahit na hindi ka marunong sumayaw kasi gusto mong makipag-cooperate lang, cooperation. And last, promotion. When you are extrinsically motivated, gusto mong ma-promote kasi gusto mong tumaas yung sahod mo. But if you are intrinsically motivated, gusto mong ma-promote kasi achievement mo yon. Tama? Okay. Next. We will move on to motivation theories. Behavioral scientists have developed several theories of motivation. The most significant and commonly applied theories in the world of work are Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Frederick Herzberg's motivation heightened theory, and David McClelland's achievement motivation. Let's go to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's theory has a central feature, the concept of human needs as being generally. According to Maslow, human needs are arranged in 5 levels. So, ayon kay Maslow, namamotivate tayo magtrabaho dahil sa mga pangangailangan natin. At yung mga pangangailangan natin na yun ay naka-arrange into lowest to highest. The first one is physiological needs. And the second one is security needs, social needs, self-esteem, and self-actualization. Let's go to physiological needs. What is physiological needs? Tama. Physiological needs, ito yung mga pangunahing pangangailangan natin para mabuhay. Tulad ng pagkain, tubig, damit, at bahay. Next is security needs. From the word itself, security, it is about our safety. It is about our personal safety, our health safety, and resource security. Next, we have social needs. It is about our loved ones. Our loved ones, our family, and our friends. Next is self-esteem. When we say self-esteem, it is about ourselves. Knowing that we are worth it. They will respect us. We can know what our strength. We can believe in ourselves, and we can knowing that you can do it. And last one is self-actualization. Self-actualization is about the fulfillment. It is about you already achieve your goals in life. Like nakapag-graduate ka, nakapagtrabaho ka, nakapag-ipon ka na, at magpapahinga ka na lang at magre-relax because you already fulfill your goals in life. So next, I repeat the 5 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The first one is physiological needs. The second one is security needs, social needs, self-esteem, and the highest level is self-actualization. Next. Okay, what word is it? Tama, success. Pero kung success ito, bakit may kulang na letra? Tama. Kasi po, kung gusto nating maging successful sa buhay, dapat magsisimula ito sa atin. Kailangan, pag gusto mo maging successful, ikaw mismo yung gagawa ng paraan para makamit mo yung mga goals mo sa buhay. Dahil hindi magbibigay ang God ng pagsubok para hindi mo ito malagpasan. So, kung meron kang goals sa buhay, huwag kang susuko. And may mga tanong po ba? Naintindihan po ba? Okay, let's
Yes,
have
ma'am.
Yes po.
Naintindihan po.
Yes po, thank you po. And let's have our quiz. Okay, very good. Who got 5? Who got 4? Who got 3? Very good.
Hello, Ma'am Cleverly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Ma'am Cleverly, okay na po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Yes, good luck, ma'am. Good luck po.
Thank you po.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon po, ma'am. You can share your presentation now.
All right. Nakikita na po, sir?
Wala pa po, ma'am.
Okay na po, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Nakikita na po. Ayan na po ba yung slide show niya? Na ano?
Yan po.
Yun. Yan, ma'am. Okay po yan. Malaki po siya. Okay, ma'am. You can start na po. Thank you and good luck po.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Yes. Okay, so I am Teacher Eds, your teacher for ABM, grade 11. Okay, so before we start on our lesson, I have here a match me up, match me mini activity. So as you can see in your screen, there is a box of set A and box of set B. Okay, so you will match the word from set A to set B. Okay, anyone? So from set A, peso. What do you think is the same meaning with set B?
Unit po.
Huh?
Unit po, ma'am.
Peso is
Monetary.
unit.
Monetary.
Yes, very good. That's monetary. What about accumulate?
Gather.
Anyone? Accumulate, please.
Ma'am,
Gather,
accumulate. Continuous.
Gather.
Gather po.
Yes, that is correct. Gather. What about independent?
Separate.
Separate, ma'am.
Separate.
That is correct. What about indefinite?
Continuous.
Continuous.
Correct. Yes, it is continuous. What about the last one? Annual.
Yearly.
Yearly po.
It is
Yearly.
yearly. Yes, yun. Nag-iisa na lang din kasi. Correct. Very good. Okay. Nakuha nyo lahat. Alright. So next, okay. I have here a picture. You know Tweety Bird? Okay. Yan si Tweety Bird. Okay. That is a picture of Tweety Bird tweeting something in a speech balloon. Alright. So please study and analyze the speech balloon and what does the speech balloon imply. So as you can see, Tweety Bird, meron tayong nakasulat dyan na business principle. So if you analyze it, if you study it, what does it imply? Anyone?
Parang cycle po, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Cycle. It is a cycle of business principles. Tama. Very good. Okay, so let's unlock some difficult words such as concept and word principle. Okay. So concept. Okay. What is concept? Can you read? Anyone?
Ma'am Ronald po.
Ronald, yeah. Can you read?
Plan or intention, a conception or idea.
Yes. So, from the word itself, plan, tapos intention, idea siya. So, idea, concept, intention. Do you think pwedeng mabago ang concept,
Yes.
Arnold?
Ma'am Ronald po.
Ronald, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Very good. Pwede siyang mabago. Kasi plan lang siya. Alright? Thank you, Ronald. Next. Let's unlock the principle. Ano bang meaning ng principle? Anyone?
Joyce.
Yes, Joyce. Can you read, please?
Principle, a fundamental truth, source, or basis of something.
Yes. So principle, just like in principles of life, meron tayong principle, di ba? Sa accounting, we do also have principles na sinusunod. It is a proposition that serves as foundation for a system of truth. It is a rule that we follow to do what is right. Okay, so that is principle in accounting term. All right. So let's go on with what is accounting concepts and principles. So please do take down notes because there will be another activities and a short quiz at the end of our lesson. Okay? Okay, so let's go on accounting concepts and principles. Okay, so this is our topic for the day actually. Okay, so accounting concepts and principles. Okay. Accounting concepts and principles are a set of broad conventions that have been devised to provide basic framework for financial reporting. Ito yung mga guidelines kung paano natin i-deal yung mga accounting situations. So meron tayong mga list
of major accounting concepts and principles. All right, so we do have number 1. This is accounting entity. All right. So accounting entity, anyone? Can you read, please?
Ma'am, ako po. Ma'am Karen.
Next, please.
Accounting entity implies that business enterprise is separate or independent from the person or people who own and run it.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so accounting entity, separate siya. Hindi si owner ang gumagawa. Okay? Meron siyang, sa isang business, meron tayong tinatawag na accounting department. Sila ang gumagawa at nagre-record ng mga transaction. Or it is simply an entity from which accounting records are to be kept. Alright? Naintindihan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, second one is accrual basis. Okay, can you read this?
Jamaica, ma'am.
Yes, Jamaica, please.
Accrual basis, recognizing income earned regardless when received and expense incurred whether paid or unpaid.
All right. So, for example, in a bakery, si kapitbahay umutang ng tinapay and said he will pay it next week on his salary. Okay. So that day, nakabenta ka. Utang nga lang. Pero nakabenta ka, meaning may sales ka at may income ka. Tama? Therefore, yes. So, mayroon kang income. Umutang nga lang. So, therefore, you have to record it as sales. Yes?
Saglit lang, mama, kasi nagkakaroon na ako ng technical problem. Mahina sa amin eh. Wait lang.
Oh, yes. Sige po.
Yes, nasagot mo.
Sino po ako?
Saglit lang, Miss Adeline.
Okay, ma'am.
Miss Adeline?
Yes, ma'am.
Saglit lang.
Okay po.
Hindi po ako marinig, ma'am. Ay, sure?
Rinig na po. Okay na po.
Okay na po. So, I will proceed na po. Okay, so let's proceed po. Proceed na po ba?
Oo, tagal-tagal mo. Opo, ma'am. Ito po, ma'am.
Hello, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Rinig na po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you po. So let's proceed. Accrual basis. As I explained earlier, okay, si bakery nga, sa isang bakery, nangutang si kapitbahay. Hindi mo na niya binayaran kasi sa susunod na sahod niya mabayaran. Okay, so in that case, mayroon kang benta, may sales ka, utang nga lang. So what should we do there is that i-record pa rin natin yung sales, yung income that day. Kasi nga, mayroon kang, in reality, mayroon kang benta. Okay? So regardless binayaran ka o utang muna, i-record mo pa rin siya. Okay? Same thing with expense. Iba nga lang din yung pag-record. Okay? So, paano natin siya i-record? I-record natin siya, either income or expense, as accrual. Accrued expense or accrued income. We will tackle that sa susunod nating topic. So for now, yung ganun ang accrual basis. Okay? I-record mo siya from that day, regardless kung utang siya or hindi ka pa binabayaran. Alright? So next. Going concern. Okay, so what is going concern? Anyone? Can you read, please?
Ma'am, si Noemi daw.
Yes, ma'am. Noemi. Noemi, please read.
A going concern that the business will operate indefinitely.
Okay. So, indefinitely, ibig sabihin, continue siya. Okay? Pero provided, ang going concern kasi is actually an accounting term for a company that has sources needed to continue operating indefinitely or until it provides evidence to the contrary. Ibig sabihin, may kakayahan siyang magpatuloy sa negosyo hanggat mayroon siyang kinikita. Pero kung wala na, syempre kailangan niyang patunayan yun through bankruptcy, gano'n. Okay? So going concern again, ito yung may kakayanan ng isang company para magpatuloy sa negosyo or vice versa, kung hindi na niya kayang maipatuloy yung negosyo. Okay? Nakuha po?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. Next is time period. Can you read? Time period.
Joyce, ma'am.
Ma'am Joyce? Yes, Joyce?
Time period. Financial statements shall be reported on the timely basis.
Okay, so time period, kailangan ka mag-report on a timely basis. Ibig sabihin, okay, pwede siya, depende sa kagustuhan ng may-ari. Pwedeng monthly, pwedeng quarterly, or annually ang pagre-report. So kung sinabi ni may-ari, gusto ko malaman yung net income ko, buwan-buwan. Okay? So, make financial statements, si accountant, gagawa siya ng financial statements in monthly period. Alright? Okay, so we have last one. It's a monetary unit. Okay, I will read this one. All financial and business transactions should be expressed as measurable and quantifiable. Okay, ibig sabihin, monetary. From the word itself, monetary, ginagamit natin ng monetary now is what? Peso. Yes, correct. Peso. So, pag nagre-report tayo sa accounting, ang ginagamit natin ay peso. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-report ng 12 lang, ganon, or 100,000 lang. Hindi. So you should indicate ano yung monetary unit mo. Okay? Peso. Kasi there are some company, of course, especially big companies, meron silang mga USD transactions. So meron ka pa rin ilalagay na monetary unit. Is it peso? Is it dollar? Ayan. Okay? Nakuha? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Any question? May katanungan po?
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala po, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's proceed. Okay, I have here, okay, nababasa niyo po ba yung
Yes.
convo or conversation? All right, sige, volunteer po who will be a bookkeeper and a manager.
Una lang yung bookkeeper, ma'am.
All right, si bookkeeper. Okay, what about manager? Sino si manager?
Sir Ronald.
Okay, Ronald. All right, sige. Sir Ronald, ikaw na si manager. And then,
Kung mabasa, nasa bandang likuran po ako. Si Karen na lang po.
hindi mo babasa. Okay, sige. Karen. Okay.
Sige po, ma'am.
Sige. So, nakikita niyo siya, no? So, si bookkeeper, sir, ganun siya, no?
Yes,
Oo.
ma'am.
Okay, so let's start.
Okay.
Let's start with the manager. Okay.
What's up?
What's the problem?
Nasa si Bola.
Ma'am, our annual financial reporting is fast approaching, but there is a problem in our shipment to America. What's the problem? We already recognize the revenue from this customer, but they erroneously transfer the money to the owner's personal account.
Continue to recognize a revenue and inform the Secretary of Mr. Gohongwei to transfer it to the company separate account.
Yes, you have to make the transfer for the proper recording and to cover the company's cash deficit. Otherwise, the negative cash balance might affect the continuity of company's existence.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, Karen, what do you think is the problem doon sa conversation?
Problem regarding the revenue po.
Tama. Anong nangyari sa revenue? O yung income?
Nakalagay po according to the conversation kanina. Nakalagay po doon na they recognize that the revenue from the customer, but they erroneously transfer the money to the owner's personal account.
Tama. Yun ang malaking pagkakamali. Bakit? Dahil magkaiba ang account ng may-ari. Personal kasi yun sa company. Nataon na si customer, the client, deposited yung kanilang payment sa personal account ng may-ari. Okay? So, anong mangyayari ngayon? Siyempre, kung gano'n ang mangyayari, ipapasok yung bayad or payment doon sa account ng may-ari. At the end of the day, makikita na walang income. Hindi kumikita si company kasi nandun lahat sa account personal account ng may-ari, which is mali. Okay? At the end of the day, siyempre, nag-expense si company, walang pumapasok na income. Okay? So, ang mangyayari ngayon is i-reverse, ibabalik ni owner sa company yung... Yes, thank you. Okay.
Ma'am, okay na po. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good luck po.
Okay, thank you po, sir, ma'am. Have a good day po.
Our next presenter, Ma'am Jubel Quinto. Hello, Ma'am Jubel.
Hello po, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Please present your PowerPoint and
Yes, sir. Okay, so class, good afternoon. I'm Teacher Jubel. And before we proceed to our new lesson, let's have a review on our previous discussion last meeting. So our previous lesson last meeting is about the branches of accounting. So what are those branches of accounting? Anybody? Yes, Mark? Very good. So we have 8 different branches of accounting. So we have the financial accounting, management accounting, government accounting, auditing, tax accounting, cost accounting, accounting education, and accounting research. Class, always remember that accounting is the process of identifying, recording, communicating economic events of an organization to its users. Okay, so yun yung lesson natin for the day, the users of accounting information. So sino-sino ba ang mga users of accounting information? So here are the learning objectives of today's lesson. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to define external and internal users of accounting information and give examples. Number 2, to identify the types of decisions made by each group of users. And 3, to identify the types of information needed by each group of users. Okay, so class, please pay attention as I show you a short video clips that is related to our lesson for today.
Okay, so which is which, or sino sa kanila ang internal user and external user? So what do you think? Sino sa kanila? So let's find out later, okay? So now, we will be discussing the different users of accounting information. So what information can be obtained or arise in accounting, and who are those users of accounting information? So class, accounting information can be either the resources of the company's obligation, the profitability of the company, the company's capital, the cash inflows and outflows of the company. This accounting information can be seen in financial statement, yung tinatawag nating financial statement. So we have the statement of financial position or balance sheet. We have statement of financial performance or income statement. We have the statement of changes in capital. And of course, we have the statement of cash flow. Class, these accounting information are very relevant to our users of accounting information. So we have two categories of accounting users of accounting information. First, we have the internal users and the external. Internal users of accounting information are those individuals inside the company who plan and organize and run the business. These users are directly involved in managing and operating the business. They are the ones who make decisions for the company. And the best example of these internal users are the owners. The owners, they do the decision making for the company. They provide capital to the business and they assess if it needs funding. The owners needs to know, of course, the profit or income for the period. Kung ako or kayo ay may-ari ng isang business, of course, kailangan yung malaman, you need to know kung kumikita ba ang inyong business, kung what are the assets and resources of the business, and kung ilan pa ba yung utang ng iyong business. Okay? Okay, can you give another example of internal users? Anyone? Okay, very good. So we have the managers. So apart from the owners, managers are the ones who make decisions for the company. The managers need financial information because they plan and organize for the firm. And the one aspect that they need in order for them to properly organize and plan is the financial aspect. And this financial aspect can be obtained in accounting information. Okay, class? Okay, so always remember that internal users are use this accounting information for decision making. And this information can be obtained in managerial accounting information. Okay, any question? Okay, very good. So now let's move on to the external users of accounting. External users are individuals and organizations outside a company who want financial information about the company. These users are not directly involved in managing and operating the business. Can you give an example of external users? So they are working outside the company. Okay, so very good. So we have the potential investors. Should I invest to this company or not? Potential investors use accounting information to make decision to buy shares of a company. So kung kayo ang investors, di ba? I-check ninyo kung kikita ba kayo, kung may enough return of investment. So investors wants to make sure if they can earn a reasonable return on their investment before they commit any financial resources to a company. Okay, next, we have the creditors. Okay, creditors include suppliers as well as lenders of finance such as bank. Kung example natin si Jill kanina sa video. Si Jill gusto niyang mag-expand ng kanyang business, yung kanyang bakery. So if si Jill is walang enough money, syempre anong gagawin ni Jill? Yes, very good. Yes, very good po. Maglo-loan si Jill. So pupunta sa mga creditors. Example natin sa bangko, which is si Jack kanina, yung loan manager natin. So can they pay their obligations when they fall due? Creditors need accounting information for determining the credit worthiness of an organization or ng isang business owner. Terms of credit are set by creditors according to the assessment of their customers' financial health. Kung kaya bang bayaran ni Jill sa due date niya, kaya bang bayaran yung interest pag siya ay umutang. Okay, class, naintindihan? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So now, can you give another example of external users?
Government.
Yes, very good. Government. So, paano nyo nasabing external users naman ang government natin? Mga government. Can you give government agencies that needs financial information of a certain company?
GSIS, ma'am.
GSIS. Very good. So, what else?
PhilHealth.
I have here the tax authorities. Importante yung tax authority. So, meron tayong BIR dito sa Pilipinas, the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So, this tax authorities deals accounting information for determining the credibility of the tax return filed on behalf of a company. So, are they compliant? Do they paying the right amount of taxes? So, yon. Kasi may mga ibang company na hindi nila nababayaran ng tama ang kanilang mga taxes. Okay? Okay. What else? Can you give another example of external users? Okay, so we have the employees. Okay, class? Don't get confused. Employees literally working inside the company, pero bakit siya kino-consider as external users? Anyone? Yes, sir.
Yung ma'am, okay na po, ma'am.
Okay na po.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you. God bless.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Our next presenter, Ma'am Risa Soriano.
Yes po, sir. Good afternoon po.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Please share your presentation.
Yes po.
And pwede na po kayong mag-start. Hello, ma'am.
Can you see my screen now, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So today we will learn a new lesson related to accounting, but first we have a recall or review on the topic that we discussed yesterday. So Karen, can you give us what our topic or discussion all about yesterday? Karen, what is our topic yesterday? Yes, very good. This is all about accounting. So very good, Karen. So can you define what is accounting, Karen, based on our discussion with, yesterday? What is the definition of, can you define accounting, Karen?
Okay, ma'am. Accounting is the process of recording financial transactions pertaining to a business.
Okay, very good. So we also discussed the functions of accounting. Can you name one function of accounting? Noemi.
Keeping systematic records of business transactions.
Very good. Can you name another function of accounting, Ronald?
Protecting properties of the business po, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Next, can you give one more function of accounting, Jamaica?
Control of financial policy po. And communicating results to various parties in or connected with the business.
And last function of accounting, can you tell us what is the last function of accounting? Joyce.
Meeting legal requirements.
Very good. So these are the functions of accounting we have discussed yesterday. So
Today, we will discuss another topic, but before that, I have prepared here an activity called Who Am I? So anyone from the class who know already what we are going to do in this activity?
Who am I?
Okay, to know what we are going to do in this activity, so I'll be telling you what we are going to be activity. So in this activity class, you are going to guess the correct word based on the jumbled letter flash on the screen. Are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start. So just state your name if you want to answer. So don't answer in chorus. Did you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first word. Let's state your name if you want to answer. So I just okay, Joyce.
Customers.
Very good. Customers. Next.
Creators.
Ma'am Karen,
Karen.
Jamaica.
Okay, Karen. Next is Jamaica. Yes, Karen.
Editors,
Very good. So this time it is Jamaica's turn.
Potential.
Yes, Jamaica.
Potential investors.
Very good. Potential investors. Next, Ronald. Can you guess what word is this?
Government.
Government, ma'am.
Very good. Government. Next, we have Ronald again. What is this? Okay, anyone can help Ronald?
Academe.
No, can you help Ronald on these jumbled letters? Noemi?
Academe.
Can you help Ronald?
Academe.
Is it difficult for you?
Academe.
Okay, very good. This is Academy. So it's okay. Next. Anyone from the class?
Public.
Public voice. Okay, very good. This is public. And last one, who wants to answer? Karen, is this one?
Honors.
Okay, Karen. Very
Honors.
good. Honors. So,
Honors.
okay. So, palakpakan natin ang inyong mga sarili dahil nag-participate kayong lahat. So, very good. So, next. We have last one pa pala.
Management.
Management.
Okay, very good.
Management.
Management. And meron pang isa. Okay na doble. So all together, let's read the following words we have get in the jumbled letters. All together.
Customers.
Next.
Creditors.
Creditors.
Potential
investors. Government. Academy.
Academy.
Academy. Public.
Public.
Management and employees. And last one is owners. Okay, class. Based on these words, can you tell me or can you guess what is our topic for today? Okay, to help us to find what is our topic for today, I have here again an activity called Decipher the Code. So in this activity, gagamitin po natin yung alphabet, arrangement of alphabet from A to Z that corresponds from A as 1 and up to Z as number 26. So i-identify nyo lang kung anong letter yung magko-correspond dito sa following codes natin. So I will be giving you 2 minutes to decipher the following codes. So you may start. So just state your name if you already got the correct answer. So I will be giving a prize for the student who will get the correct answer in this activity. Understand, class? Okay, so very good. See, Jamaica. So she already got the correct answer, and the correct answer and our topic for today is all about internal and external users of accounting information. So, anyone from the class that knows the difference between the internal and external users of accounting information. When we can say that they are the internal users of accounting information, and when we can say that they belong to external users of accounting information. Anyone? Anyone? Do you have any idea? So let's go further. So for us to able ma-determine what is the difference between the external users and the internal users, kindly read the two types of financial statement, namely the general purpose financial statement and special purpose financial statement. Then tell me who are the users of the general purpose financial statement and who are the users of special purpose financial statement. Anyone? General purpose financial statement is intended for internal users or external users. Based on the definition flash on the screen.
External po, ma'am.
Okay, very good, Ronald. So, general purpose financial statement is intended to provide information to those who do not have the capability to request directly from the company. So, keyword here is the external users do not have the capability to request directly from the company, meaning to say they do not have the capability to request directly. They are inside or outside the company.
Outside the company.
Yes, very good class. So next, if we say a special purpose financial statement, this is intended for internal or external?
Internal users.
Very good, Joyce. It is internal users of accounting information. So let's go further. So external users of accounting information, as the definition said a while ago, they do not have the capability to request the accounting information directly from the company. Meaning to say they are outside the company. So who are the external users of accounting information? Can you read, Karen?
Yes, ma'am. So the external users of accounting information are customers, creditors, potential investors, government, and academia.
Okay, so we have here customers, creditors, potential investors, government, and academy. So let us define them one by one. So customers. So do you know some business established for itself or transacting with itself only? Or meron ba kayong mga businesses na alam na itinayo para lang sa kanilang sarili? O nakikipag-transact lang sila sa kanilang sarili? Is there any business like that, class?
Wala po.
Yes, very good. Wala. So, tayo as a human being, we need oxygen to live. And businesses need customers for them to be successful. So, who are these customers? Who are these customers? Joyce, who are the customers?
They are the main source of income of businesses.
Okay, so without customers are the main source of income. Okay, so they are the source of income of businesses. So do you think businesses will be profitable without customers? Yes, definitely no. So customers are people or entities that acquire goods and services for a fee. So, ibig sabihin, si customers yung nagpo-purchase or nag-a-avail ng goods and services na ginagawa ng mga businesses or ng mga entities. So, are you considered as customers? Do you consider yourself as customer? Yes.
Yes,
so-
ma'am.
Yes, very good. We are considered as customer. Basta bumili tayo ng goods or nag-avail tayo ng services, we are customers. So, customers need accounting information. Why do you think that the customers need accounting information? So, ano bang pakialam ni customer sa mga account information in the financial statement of the business? Ano bang mapapala nila kung titignan nila yung financial statement of the company? Anyone? Okay, so accounting information help the customers to determine if it will be profitable for them to transact with. This is especially if the customers have a plan to build a long-term relationship with that businesses. So, ibig sabihin, mahalaga yung accounting information for customers na nagpaplano na maging parte o maging part nung maging part yung businesses na yon dun sa mga plano niya in the future. Then, customers help accounting information helps the customer to know the quality of product. So, question class. So, paano natin malalaman yung quality of product based dun sa accounting information sa financial statement? Paano natin masasabi na good quality yung product based dun sa accounting information? Anyone?
Pag malaki na po yung asset, siguro ma'am, quality na yung mga products para hindi nila sisirain yung kanilang product.
Any other answer? How can we determine the quality of products or ano yung titignan natin as customers for us to have a conclusion about the quality of products of that company? So, syempre, class, always remember na ang titignan natin dyan is yung income or yung profit ng business or ng company. Why? Diba sabi nga natin kanina, customers is the main source of income of businesses. So meaning to say, pag walang mga customers, magkakaroon ba ng income yung company? Yes or no?
No po.
No, definitely no, di ba? Kasi kailangan ng customers. So, paano natin malalaman, ma'am, kung good quality or poor quality yung product nila based on their profit? So, syempre, kapag positive income, will the quality of product good or bad? Positive income, yung nakita natin accounting information doon sa financial statement. Okay,
Good.
Okay, very good. That will give us a conclusion that the quality of that product is good because wala naman, di ba, wala namang customers na magpapatuloy na bumili kapag pangit yung quality of product. So, ibig sabihin, madami yung nag-purchase ng mga product, ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ng positive income yung business. Okay? So, do you have any question on this? Yes, ma'am. Yes, po.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you po. Thank you, class.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Okay, our next presenter is Sir Arnold Azurin.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Please share your PowerPoint presentation.
Opo. Hindi ko mahanap. Saan ba na, sir? Hindi ko mahanap sa screen.
Sir, pinutin niyo lang po yung present now button dyan sa lower right corner ng meeting po natin. Yung present now, nakasulat po.
Okay po, sir?
Sir, meron pong present now din sa baba. Diyan po sa right side, lower right po, lower right corner. May nakasunod po dyan na present now.
Kunan itong cursor ko. Tapos kami yung cursor mo. Hindi kita kaya.
Yan po sir, meron na ba?
Hello sir. Okay na.
Yan, sir, okay na po. Paki-click mo lang po yung slides po.
Nakita na sir, ma'am? Okay na ma'am, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May po, pwede na po kayo
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Magandang hapon po sa iba sa lahat. Okay, sa mga estudyante ko sa STEM, magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Hello po.
Magandang hapon po sir.
Before tayo mag-start para hindi kayo antukin, let's have your finger po. Mag-draw po tayo ng circle clockwise at magbilang ng 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sa kaliwa naman, left hand. Tinuturo, draw a circle counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Palapakan ng sarili para maalis yung mga antok nyo. Inaantok ba kayo? Okay.
Hindi na po, sir.
Hindi na. So let's have the mathematics, analytic geometry, okay, lesson to have fun. Para ano naman, fun kayo sa ating lesson for today. Okay, so my name is Teacher Arnold Azurin and I'm going to tackle up the lesson for analytic geometry. So ang ating learning outcome lesson, so you must be able to do the following. Define a circle. So dapat ma-define nyo ang circle. Number 2, determine the standard form of equation of a circle. And number 3, please read, Karen, pakibasa ang third natin na learning objective or outcome. Miss Karen.
Sir, hindi po visible sa screen yung objectives.
Hindi makita?
Opo, nakalagay na po sa slide po ng definition ng circle.
Okay. Then we have third one is graph a circle in a rectangular coordinate system or the Cartesian coordinate system, and then solve a situational problems involving conic sections. So we have the circles as our topic for today. Okay. So before that, we have to define a circle. It is a shape consisting of all points in a plane that are given distance from a given point. So we have the center of the circle. So lahat ng circle po ay meron siyang center. Okay? Okay, given it is the curve traced out by a point that moves in a plane so that its distance from a given point is constant. Okay? So yung kanyang distansya from the center point, okay, to a given point ay constant. Okay? So the distance between any point of the circle and the center is called the radius. So a circle must have a center and must have a radius. So we have here the figure. Can you see the figure, Ronald? Ronald?
Sir, hindi po visible, sir.
Yung picture. So we have here the circumference, center, we have HK or the center AB. Okay, at then, makita ba yung nasa screen? Hindi.
Sir, hindi po naka slideshow. Hindi po siya naka-slideshow.